I'm doing this in my car because I'm in between my Saturday class and I'm gonna do a couple of massages this afternoon. So I have about 20 more minutes before I need to go in, set up for the massages. And I thought that I would just talk to you for a few minutes. The lighting isn't great in here, just in my parking spot, and I had to set my camera kind of up on my steering wheel. So yeah, the top of my head's gonna be cut off, but that's okay. And I wanted to show you my shawl. So I'm so excited about this. I have started the, it's hard to see, but I've started the, I guess this is technically the 4th section. But so I've started the bottom section where you put the colorful band along the bottom, and it took me a few minutes to get the to understand the instructions for this, because basically what you're doing is you're kind of like, I think you're kind of doing an I-cord. You're kind of encapsulating the end of the stitches in this nice finish. So I think that that's like an I-cord edge. It's kind of how you're doing that. So it took me a minute. I haven't done a lot of like I-cord edgings, and it took me a minute to understand that. But I don't like, I think I'm gonna rip this out and start over because it's all tangled up here. It's, I'm using the same needle to pick up along the bottom, so it's a little twisted right now. But I will show you. I'm not liking the way it looks as it's being picked up along the edge. It just looks a little messy. Let's see. Can you see it? Kind of like you're supposed to pick up the pearl bumps along the bottom, and some of them stretch out and just look, it just doesn't look clean. So I think I'm gonna rip that. Plus I made a mess right here when I was supposed to hold the yarn in front and then turn, and then slip and turn. I held it in back, and that caused, I can't tell if you can see, oh, you can see it better on this side. There, right there. It caused that, which if that was the only thing, then I would probably just be okay with it. But since the edging, you know, if I'm gonna take the time to do this, I want it to look nice, and I'm only that far. So I'm definitely going to rip that and start over. And now I understand more like what's going on with the edging. So this won't take me as long. It took me kind of like a couple of repeats to like really get it and kind of memorize the repeat. So anyway, that's just I'm ready to be done knitting this shawl, but at the same time I want it to look good and be right. I want to be really happy with it when it's done. So I'm willing to, you know, rip back a bit and kind of start over and keep going. So I definitely wanted to show you that. I have reached the point in the shawl where I don't feel comfortable knitting it during my classes, so I kind of don't really have much classroom knitting right now. I could take my my sockhead slouch hat, and I haven't. Anyway, it's been quite a busy, kind of stressful week. Yeah, I have kind of been not sleeping super well, and my class, the JavaScript, and then we started jQuery, all of it going together, it's just a lot right now. Other than that, I did start my speckled space socks, which this is as far as I've gotten. I've gotten this far. But I do love this yarn. I'm really excited. I love the yarn, even just seeing that much of it. It's not even enough to make ears with. Anyway, I'm a doofus. But at least they have been begun. They are on the needles, so I can go from there. So I'm super excited about that. And then I also wanted to show you the swatches. So they're not finished. I still need to actually finish the swatches for the Lorem Ipsum sweater by Jennifer Dassau, and I'm knitting, doing these out of Marion Jade Fiber Arts in the vintage denim colorway. And so this was my swatch on US 5 needles. I did a swatch on US 5 and then I did a swatch on US 4. And I'm not sure what I was thinking when I kind of measured the swatch that I did on US 5. And of course this isn't done, and I do realize that you need to finish the swatch and block it before you decide, but I was feeling like this was way big. These markers are basically denoting where the like between these markers in this area is supposed to be the 4 inches. That is, you know, the swatch length. And when I measured this, I thought that it was quite a lot larger, but so that's why I went to the size 4 needles, and I did this one on size 4. And then when I measured this, like this is only actually like 3 inches. And then when I went, so what I found out is that somehow I didn't measure my first swatch correctly. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish knitting this swatch, and then the instructions just say to steam block it. It doesn't say to fully wash and block. So what I'm going to do, I think, is finish the swatch, steam block it, check it again, and I think that the size 5 needles are going to give me the correct gauge, and that's what I'll end up going with. But we'll see. I might actually just go ahead and finish both of them, and fully finish and steam block and measure. But I really, 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 really love this colorway and how I think that this sweater is going to be absolutely gorgeous. It's a little bit, let's see, the sun, maybe the lighting is a little better like that. Maybe you can see, but yeah, I think that this is going to be super versatile, just a really, really versatile color, and interesting, you know, not flat. It's got life and movement, and I'm just absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. Kind of like a little jean jacket almost. I mean, really, that's basically kind of what this is going to be like. I feel like I want all kinds of cardigans made out of this colorway. Anyway, I will, I guess, leave you there. I'll see you again soon. Bye. Good morning. It is Monday, March 12th, and I just wanted to do a quick little video and show you some progress that I've made. It's not a whole lot, but I mean, I had the whole day off yesterday, but it was my only day off this week, and I was just really foggy. So I was slow. I was just a slow knitter yesterday and took a lot of breaks and rested a lot. But I did a video on Saturday showing that I had started the 4th section of the Stay Soft shawl, and I wasn't liking how the stitches were being picked up. It was making a messy line, and so I ripped that back and I started it over. And I do like this a lot better. Instead of picking up on the purl bumps, I'm picking up, I guess, sort of in a, like in the little crossover stitch between the purl bumps. And I'm liking it a lot better. Let's see if you can see that. Let's see, which edge is the, okay, yeah, this is the right side, and it's still, you know, it's a little ruffly here where I've been picking up, but I think that that will block out and it will look nice. And it's making a little bit of like an eyelet kind of, but I am totally okay with that, and it's looking really nice. I'm loving this color. I think it is going to be very nice, and it's yeah, it's not moving along as quickly as I'd like. Like I said, I was very foggy yesterday and just kind of like taking a lot of breaks and moving very slowly. And I wanted to show you, I did finally cast on my speckled space socks and finally finished the toe. Man, what I am showing you, did I knit on something else yesterday? Because that cannot be all of the progress I made in a whole day. I did also finish the swatches, so I'll show you those too. My goodness. I'm just in awe of people's progress that they show on their podcasts, and I just feel like it takes me forever to do anything. And actually, I've been getting really down on myself lately for that, but that's a bad habit of mine. So I've started the speckled space socks. Let's see if we can get it to focus. I'm loving, loving, loving how this colorway is knitting up. And I'm just right, I just did the setup row to start the pattern. And so I'm very excited to get started. I didn't feel like I could handle a chart yesterday. I just, I mean, it's not a complicated chart, and I'm sure that it wouldn't have been a big deal, but I just, yeah. I was just not fresh yesterday. Saturday, I did my 5-hour coding class in the morning, and then I did only 2 massages in the afternoon, but that's enough. I came home and just crashed. Plus, Friday night I went to the symphony to hear Mahler's 5th Symphony, and so I worked all day and then went to that, and then Saturday morning got up and did all of that. So I have been just tired, just busy, and I meant to get some video inside the symphony hall because we have a gorgeous, gorgeous symphony hall here in Nashville called the Schermerhorn Symphony Center. Schermerhorn Symphony Center. It's quite a mouthful. Named after Kenneth Schermerhorn, who used to be the director here. And that was built in 2006, and I actually got to go to the gala opening, and it was just quite a magical event with red carpet and everything. And yeah, we just have a beautiful hall. If you're ever in Nashville, at least go take a look. It is really, really something, and we are very, very lucky here in Music City to have such a beautiful hall. and such a fantastic orchestra. We have a fantastic orchestra. So speckled space socks, I'm very excited. They are now ear length, like little tiny baby bear ears. But that is pretty much it. I did do finish the swatches. I just went ahead and finished both of them. This one for my Lorem Ipsum sweater. This one is the one that is on the recommended needle size, which is US 5, and between these two stitch markers, that is the 20 stitch count that is supposed to give me 4 inches. And this one is knit on size 4, and between there is the 20 stitches. And I'll do a video of the ruler on them, but definitely the size 5 needles is where I got gauge. And I think that what happened was, if you look at my swatch, it is uneven. And when I started knitting down here at the bottom, you see it's much wider than up here. This is much closer to my true tension, and down there I think I was still just like getting used to the I don't know, I've been having tension, just tension issues and I think that this is part of the problem that I've had with sweaters and swatches in the past, is when I'm knitting the swatch, sometimes like, or well, especially if it's a different yarn that I'm not used to knitting with, like well, like when I did the first sweater that I showed you, and I talked about it in episode 5 again, the Beckett pullover by Marie Green. When I did that, and I worked with the Gale's yarn, that's the 4550 wool cotton blend. I can't remember which one. It's 4555, but I can't remember which is the wool and which is the cotton. But it's that wool cotton blend that's very different from anything that I'd really worked with before. Like, it took some figuring out to figure out what my, you know, how loose to hold my hands, or I just don't know. I don't know what I'm even talking about. But sometimes I feel like I'm maybe trying to knit a little looser, or trying to knit a certain way, like thinking, oh, I need to change my tension. But really, if I just kind of like hold everything and knit the way is natural to me, then I think that gives me a truer tension, because that is, you know, eventually how it's going to end up anyway. So I think that that's what happened here. And when I was measuring sort of further down here, when I had, you know, gotten like maybe 3 or 4 repeats in, and I thought, that looks way big for it. Because I was not knitting naturally, I guess, is what I am trying to say. So hopefully I'll get that cast on soon. This is my last week of classes. I am in class tonight and then Thursday night, and then I will be done with the class. I do hope to go on and continue to practice, or not practice, but continue learning. So I'm going to try to take a couple of days off right around Easter and give myself maybe a 4-day weekend, so that I can kind of get caught up on some things around the house and just like chill out a little bit, and maybe get some things bound off and cast on, and move my knitting life along a little bit. Like I said, I've been a little bit down on myself for not making more progress on the projects that that are on my needles, and for not getting like a sweater cast on. It's a big goal of mine to replace all of my ready-to-wear cardigans with hand-knit cardigans. I know that that won't all happen this year probably, but I would like to make a good start on it and get several cardigans and some pullovers knit this year. And yeah, I'm just kind of have some projects that are not really languishing because I'm working on them, but just taking too much time. So I will get off of here and go to work, and I hope that you are all having a very nice, I don't know, I was gonna say spring. It's just barely spring where I am. It's probably not spring where most people are, so. But I hope you're enjoying it wherever you are, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hey, I just wanted to pop back on here because, and I already put my tripod up, so it might be a little bit shaky because I'm hand holding my camera now. And I just wanted to pop back on here and show you, I meant to show you that I got, la la, look at these stranded Dyeworks Anti-Valentine, and I've got 2 more skeins. A few episodes ago I had bought 1 skein of this in the BFL, her Fjord base, the BFL nylon. And I was talking about how I really want to make a cardigan out of it. I just think it's so pretty, and I'd really, but I didn't want to be greedy. So I got a skein of this and a skein of the same base in her Industrial Kingfisher colorway, which is also so gorgeous. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe I want a cardigan in that. And then when she came back, the last yarn festival, or yeah, the last fiber festival that she did, she came back and she did a big shop update, and I caught it, and I got 2 more skeins of the Anti-Valentine colorway. So now I have 3, and I'm just hoping that as long as because I'm sure they're very separate dye lots, but I'm hoping that as long as I alternate skeins, that all of the, it'll all be fine. And they look like they'll be fine as long as I alternate skeins. But I am so excited. I'm so excited now. I can have my cardigan, and I don't feel one bit bad about it, because there was lots. Like, it wasn't even, I didn't even get cart jacked this time. So I just wanted to say I'm very excited about that, and now I'll let you go for real this time. Bye! I just wanted to pop in really quickly. I just finished editing episode 7. I think it's episode 7, and I'm getting it out about a week late, so I'm running behind. And so I wanted to just say that I will have a new episode coming up. I already have a lot to share, and I think that I've received some good feedback about the Wall-of-Shawls knit along, so I think that we'll probably go with that. But I have a few more things that I want to pull together before I announce that officially. And so yeah, look for a new episode coming up soon, and I look forward to getting back to a regular podcast and a regular schedule. So I'll see you soon.